brings a depth of wisdom, integrity, and vision that is truly rare. Since joining For Life, he has been blazing a path for others to follow, leading with passion, unwavering dedication, and a clear commitment to help people rise. Jeff doesn't see what's possible, he helps others believe what's possible for them. His leadership elevates everyone around him, and his influence continues to strengthen the foundation of our entire organization. My friends, it's an honor to recognize a leader of this caliber. Please help me welcome to the stage Platinum Elite, Jeff Outgilders.
How do you feel? Man, you are my kind of people. You know, we are family. We are one. I mean, when I think of the word one and the theme of our convention, I think about many things, but that's the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that we are a family. And speaking of family, my family would like to say hello to you because I brought my family here. Where are they? They're down there somewhere. Where are they? Stand up, wait. No, don't sit, stand. There they are. So that's Michelle, of course, and then Michael, my son, Jesse's wife, Alexander, and Arthur, my youngest. So, and you know, I was thinking earlier, I've been with Fort Life for 27 years. I've watched your families grow. I was thinking of Juan and Don Maurice and their 3 daughters. I remember when they were little. How many of you remember that? Now they're grown women. I saw them in Thailand. I'm like, oh my God. They're ladies. How fast time goes. But we were a family. We've been a family. And like all families, sometimes we make one another mad at one another, right? Sometimes we rub one another wrong, but we forgive, right? That's what we do. Well, I want to talk to you. Carry my water around because I'm so used to Salt Lake air. It makes me dry. But I want to talk to you about the subject of one mission. And how do you like that AI version? Dave Listenby and Danny Lee, right? Woo! Man, that's scary. What is that one mission that they want us to be behind? I want to talk about that. Are you ready for it? Yeah, let's get into it. Let's definitely get into it. So, why do we need a mission? Why not just goals, right? You know, the problem with goals, I mean, how many of your leaders have had goals and they said, I'm going to get the presidential or I'm going to get the bronze, and then all of a sudden you're not hearing from them, they're not at the meetings, they're not showing up at all. They had a goal, but nothing was moving them. There wasn't a compelling force. And that's the problem, I guess, with some goals, is that goals can be convenient. Well, you know, if it doesn't work out this month, well, next month. Yeah, I'll do it next month. I'll go for it next month. And then next month comes, and then it's like, yeah, well, you know, I got this going on, yeah, well, next month. And it's always next month, and then it's always next month. With a mission, it's different. It doesn't matter how you feel. You know you've got to do it. You know you've got to get it done. Because it's in your nervous system. It's moving you. It's a propelling force. And this is what happens when we don't have a mission. We get sidetracked. We get busy. We're busy, but we're not busy in activities that propel us forward to our goals and our dreams. We play too much ball or entertainment or whatever sidetracks us. And that's the problem. But people that have a mission, they're very, very, very careful with their time and who they give their time to. I remember when I started in For Life, my first 90 days, I was very careful with my time. When people called me up, wanted chit chat, or they wanted to call me up and talk to me about another company, I would shut them down, wish them well, gotta go. I stayed focused. I sponsored 27 people in 90 days. I had a team of 800 when I started my first 90 days in For Life. And that's because I had a mission. When I saw Transfer Factor, I said, I've got to be a part of this. I have to be a part of this. And here's the thing. Without a mission, if we don't have it, we become inconsistent in everything we do. And here's one thing for sure. And that is, the mission is not about the commission. With a lot of people that join network marketing companies, it's all about the commission. They don't have a mission, they just have commission in their brain. It's all about the money. If we build our business just on that, just on money, and on network marketing and the Ferrari, the dream house, if that's all it's built on, I'm telling you, the people that join you, that have that in mind, if that's all there is, they're probably not staying with you. Because there's got to be something greater than money. We must have impact before income. And if you have that impact, I promise you the income will far overtake you. If it's about contribution, if it's about making a difference in people's lives through our products, watch your income grow. That needs to be our motivation. So, what does it look like? Did I do that? Yeah, I did that right. So, a mission looks like this. A mission has clarity. We know what our goals are. It's Sunday night, we're thinking about Monday, what am I going to do? We're thinking about who we need to talk to. We're very clear on that. We know what our goals are for that week, what we must do. We don't think in terms of the month. We think about a week. We just put it in increments. We know who we need to work with, who we need to help. We're very clear on this. We have a sense of urgency. It shows up in our voice when we talk to people, our tonality, our attitude. People say, wow, man, he or she, I know they know where they're going. You're darn right we know where we're going. That's right, they will follow you if anything, just out of curiosity. We have a sense of urgency. It's emotional. It runs deep with us. Does it run deep with you? Oh man, come on. I thought Mexico was out there. Commitment. We are committed to this. And persistence. We stay with it, regardless of how we feel. Regardless if our upline offended us, or somebody that we thought was going to be our big leader, and it turned out they quit, or they weren't. We stayed with it. Well, what is a mission when we think about it? A mission changes how you show up. Again, you don't ask how you feel. You just say, hey, what's got to get done? What's got to get done today? Well, let's take a look at history. And now I'm going to look at my water. It's salt air. Let's take a look at history. Are there some examples of what we can learn from people who had incredible missions? Let's look at one. Anybody know him? David Lisby was talking about Teddy Roosevelt. I want to talk about John F. Kennedy. I love Teddy Roosevelt. He was a tough cookie. John F. Kennedy was an inspiring figure in my life as a young boy. John F. Kennedy went before Congress in the year of 1961, and he says, I have a vision, a dream. Now, we talked about this, about having that vision. As far as For Life, he had a vision. And he went before Congress and he said, I want to put a man on the moon within a decade. Within a decade. And the scientists were telling him, they said, that's impossible. We don't have the technology. We've never done it. He said, I don't care about the technology. I just want to find the right people. I don't need the technology. I just need the right people. What about you? Are you looking for the right people?
Yes!
Mexico, are you? What about Europe? Europe, are you looking for the right people? What about the United States? Are you?
Yes!
How about Asia, Korea, Philippines?
Yes!
He was looking for the right people. All he had was a vision. He had a mission. He had a vision. And guess what? He stayed with it. It had never been done before. They didn't have a map to do it. The rockets at that time were not so good. They failed a lot of the times, but finally that day came. And they launched that mission. And those 3 astronauts, Apollo 11, went into space. You know, it was a 4-day journey from Earth to the moon. And the communication was really bad. A lot of the times they couldn't reach one another. They couldn't talk. In the meantime, the whole world was glued to their television sets. They were glued to their sets, and they were waiting to see. Richard Nixon prepared a speech in case they died on the moon. He was ready to give that speech. That's how confident he was. And then finally, that time came. And as that lunar module, they called Eagle, was slowly descending on the moon, the alarms were going off, the oxygen was low, there wasn't any communication, and finally, in the coldness of space, in the darkness of space, they heard these words, Houston, the Eagle has landed. And then Neil Armstrong made history, stepping out, being the first man to step and walk on the moon. The rest is history. What do we learn from this? This is what a mission can do. John F. Kennedy said, I don't want to go to the moon because it's easy, I want to go because it's hard. That was his vision. Now, when we think about that first slide I showed you with David Lisenby and Danny Lee, what is the mission for For Life Research? And there's Neil Armstrong. The Eagle has landed. This is the mission for you. Taking transfer factor to 3 million families by the year, forgot to put the year there, remember, 2030, right?
Yeah.
Does anybody remember that mission?
Yes.
Because that's what David Lisenby and Danny said they wanted. They want to bring it to 3 million families by the year 2030. But how are we doing? Well, I was talking to Danny about that yesterday, and he said, Jeff, by the end of this month, we'll be very close, but if we don't do it this month, for sure, next month, we will be at 1 million families. 1 million. Now, friends, that gives us 3.5 years left, I think. What can we do? Do you think we can finish this off and bring it to 2 million more? Can we do it? That's our mission. That's our mission. Why? We build this opportunity, this For Life Research opportunity, the basis of it is on our product. That's it. If people are not emotionally committed to our products, they're not going to reorder, right? So we have to show people the benefits of these products and share these products with people. So, I want to know this question. Are you on board with that? Are you ready to finish it? Are you ready to get on and complete this mission? Now, here's the second part. This is the second part of the mission, and that's For Life's commitment to not leave anybody behind. Now, what do I mean by that? That's a military expression. Leave no man behind, or no woman behind. Think about it. When you work hard and you bring a lot of people into this business, isn't it heartbreaking when you see people leave? I know it is. But I can think of one mission that sort of embodies this. Black Hawk Down. How many of you remember that one? That was when the military was going to protect a humanitarian mission to bring food into Somalia because hundreds of thousands were starving and the warlords were taking the food. So they came in there to make sure that food got to the right people. And what happened, as you know, 2 of those Black Hawks got shot down, and then the military came in to try to save them. Oh boy, that was tough. But they were not going to leave anybody behind. What about you? How many people, think about how long you've been in For Life. How many of you been in at least 5 years? Can you stand up? 5 years, 5 years, at least 5 years. Okay, how about 10 years? And 20 years? Woo, a lot of people sitting down. 27 years, me. Okay, here, I want you to think about this. From the time that you enrolled and became a distributor, a member of For Life Research, think about all the people that have joined your team in all those years. What is the sum total? Can you think of what that number would be? I cannot. I don't think For Life Research can give it to you. I'm talking about the total number. Now think about this. How many are still with you today? Ooh, you don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. That's right. So we've lost people. My question to you, would you like to find a way to keep them? Would you like that? I call this the leaky bucket. Beware of the leaky bucket. Your bucket is your For Life business. The leaks are the reasons why people leave. And what we want to do is plug the leaks. And we're going to do that really quick. We're going to run through this. What can we do to keep them with us? Onboarding. This is one of the leaks. If we don't have clear, simple onboarding instructions, people will quit. They will simply quit. And we want to keep it simple. And really, I tell you, if your steps are more than 4, it's probably complicated. And that is when they come in the business, then we want them to download the For Life app. We want to have them get familiar with that app, how to use the tools in that app, the videos in the apps, the PDFs, how to use it, how to read reports, how to find videos that they can send to somebody. They need to get familiar with that. They also need to make a prospect list. You want to help them do that. You also want to make sure they know and understand what Transfer Factor is and why they need to be on it the rest of their life. To really emotionally connect that person to our product. And then you want to schedule time with that person so that you can help them with some of the prospects that they have so you can get them off to a good start. Clear onboarding. Here's another one. Don't make it confusing. People don't quit companies, they quit confusion. If it's overwhelming, keep in mind, most people's lives are complicated when they join For Life. Most of them is complicated. So the last thing we want to do is throw more complication and overwhelm them. So again, just keeping it light and easy is helpful. Helping our people earn money. We got to have that. How many of you are enjoying the leadership pool now? Are you excited about the leadership pool? Look at that. You saw the numbers that Danny showed of what diamonds can earn now? Wow. Get them in the money early. Now, then, of course, another one. Don't be their boss, be their cheerleaders. Do you want a boss? I don't want a boss. No. People got in this business so they didn't have to have a boss anymore. They don't want a boss. So we don't need to control anybody. I mean, keep in mind, your people are a volunteer army. They're going to volunteer their time and let you make money off that. So why would we be critical? And don't think just because we're in the upline that we're smarter. No. There's people that join your team, they're just getting started. They're pretty sharp people. They could be sharper than you or I. So the thing about it is, let's celebrate the people that join us, work with us. Let's make them feel very welcome. Let's cheer them on. Here's another one. Be available. I'm not saying be a paramedic where you're on call 24/7, okay? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when your leaders reach out to you, don't be an island. Connect with them. Get back with them as soon as you can. Make sure you stay, in contact with them. Let them know how you feel. And then recognition. This is another one. Very, very important. People will join you for money, but you know what keeps them? Feeling valued. Feeling valued. If they feel like that they're special, they're important to you, wow, that means a lot. Companies recognize results, but you as leaders have got to recognize effort. Effort. So that way you can show your appreciation to the people in your team. You see them working hard, and sometimes they're not getting the results. That's discouraging, isn't it? But if you can show that you really appreciate it, you celebrate that. You can celebrate the fact that somebody just prospected somebody. You can do that in your chat group for the first time, or they just sponsored their first customer. We need to look for things like that and celebrate the effort that our leaders put forth in the business. And then dig into your reports. That's so important. Dig into your reports. I learned that a long time ago. When David Lisenby was vice president of a company called Enrich, I was in that company back then in the 90s. And I remember at that time I used to just get into my reports, and I learned that lesson. Started calling people. It was interesting. I called one woman, and I said, you're only 300 points away from breaking rank. I didn't know she was an actress in Hollywood, and she was the daughter of the governor of Louisiana. And I didn't even know that. It's amazing the people that you will get to know when you start picking up the phone and start calling them and get to know your team, get to know people in your downline. It's powerful, friends. When we talk about these holes that we have in our bucket, if we start plugging them in by taking time to do these very things, you can really slow down the attrition. That's the word, the attrition in your business. And think about it. Think about all the people that have been or have left you since the time you've been in For Life. If they were still with you today, what would your rank be? What would your income be? Think about it. How important retention is. Recruiting is very important. Retention is just as important to work on. So, yeah, that's right. So our mission is twofold. It's really twofold. And that is, we want to take Transfer Factor to 3 million families. We want to get this done by 2030. Do you think we can do it? Are you willing to do it? And then we want to do our best to leave nobody behind. Make your leaders feel loved. Make your customers feel loved. Get your customers to love our product. We want them using our product every month. We want to see our leaders earn money. We want to plug the holes in the leaky bucket and greatly reduce the amount of attrition that you have experienced. You can do it if you pay attention to these details. And then maybe like you'll be able to say, the eagle has landed. You think you can do that in Mexico? What about Asia, Philippines, South Korea? What about you, Europe? Is the eagle going to land for you? Colombia, is it going to land for you? It's been great being here. I love you very much, and I wish you all the success. What a great convention we've had. I understand this is number 19 in our history. This is a milestone convention that I'll never forget. I hope you never forget it too.